Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Nararayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Dev, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. We are reading Granth-raj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 10, the battle between the demigods and the demons. So we were talking about this tumultuous battle, this Mahasangram, where the demigods and demons on their different carriers are seated and ready to fight. They're fighting with the equals, the decorations, the flags, the conches, the drums, and all these just to show the vivid description of the battlefield. So, and then we read about the demons headed by King Bali Maharaj, and other so many demons were present. So let's see what happens next in the verses from text number 25. Airavatam dikkarinam arudha Shushubheswarat Yatha Shravavat Prashravanam Udayadrim Aharpatihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sitting on Airavat, an elephant who can go anywhere, who holds water and wine in reserve for showering, Lord Indra looked just like the sun rising from Udayagiri, where there are reservoirs of water. Purport: on top of the mountain called Udayagiri are large lakes from which water continuously pours in waterfalls. Similarly, Indra's carrier Airavata holds water and wine in reserve and showers it in the direction of Lord Indra. Thus Indra, the king of heaven, sitting on the back of Airavata, appeared like the brilliant sun rising above Udayagiri. Giri is mountain, Uday is like rising, like sun rising. That's how this mountain is named. So we read that in the Manthan, Airavat came with white elephant with the 4 tusks, and here it's mentioned it can travel anywhere. Airavat holds wine and water. Who can go anywhere? That means he is not he can fly in the sky. He can go in anywhere because he's not an ordinary elephant. He's very, very special. Krishna says amongst the elephants and the Airavat. So Quite say straightforward. First we discuss about the demons. Now we discuss here about the devotees or the demigods here, starting with King Indra. Neither. Should we read next verse? Okay, would someone like to read text 26? Dear Prabhu, you want to read?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 26. Tasya san sarvato deva nanavaha dhavajayatya lokapala saha ganer vayagni varuna dhya. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Surrounding Lord Indra, king of the heaven, were the demigods, seated in various types of vehicles and decorated with flags and weapons. Present among them were Vayu, Agni, Varuna, and other rulers of various planets, along with their associates. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. As we observe here, most of the verses don't have a purport. It's more like a storyline, was setting the scene. So we will also not spend too much time because it's the names and who was present, what were their animals and stuff like that. So from text number 25 and 26 are the description about the demigods. Like before we read about the demons, now we are reading about the demigods, that how it was not just Indra, the king of heaven, there were other demigods, Agni, Vayu, etc., and their other associates who were on the side of the demigods to fight. Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. The words were used, same words were used, Senayor Ubhayor. The two in the middle of the two armies, these were on the demon side and then the demigod side. So let's see who were fighting with whom. Text 27, anyone? Yes, Vipul, want to read?
Arjun devotees downward pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 27. Te onioniam avishya mistraya snipanto mormabhi mitahya abhayanto vishanto agre yudhur dandava yodhina. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada with joy. The demigods and demons came before each other and reproached one another with words piercing the heart. Then they drew near and began fighting face to face in pairs. So here we see that even our word has the same power, probably more power than the weapons that hurt body, because what lasts long for long but body heals fast. So as a devotee, definitely we should control our speech and wording, make sure that not to hurt other living entities. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice point you made about the ability, the speech can cause bigger wounds than the swords. So what does it mean to control our speech? Let's talk about this because so that we can discuss some elements also, because the verses are quite straightforward, like there is no purport, so there's not much discussion, but we can discuss this topic for today, and we'll read more verses also. Raise your hand, just share some thoughts on what does it mean to proper speech. Yes, Prabhu.
So should we truthful but pleasing to others, not hurting the others, and even in cases even is truthful but may cause danger to others, should avoid the truth to save that or to guard that other living entities. Back to Prabhuji.
Okay, so to summarize what you said, you should be truthful and not hurt others, correct? 2 points you shared. And even if it is truthful, but if it is hurt, then we should avoid. Okay. Any other thoughts? Any other comments?
Yeah, I would.
Sometimes we have to speak lies also.
Sometimes
Even doctors and teachers, they speak lies in order to save lives of others, isn't so? The words should be like those.
okay, you are sharing a valid point.
Even Lord
When do they
also
share? When do they do so? For what purpose?
as a teacher, if someone is a failure, we never say a student a failure. We say there is a chance. You have not done well, but there will be a chance when you can show your best.
So is it okay to say that for the
Yeah.
benefit of the child or the benefit of the patient, the doctor may sometimes tell a lie? Can we say like that?
The patients, I mean to say family members, they inquire about how is the patient. The doctor never say the patient is going to die. He says, remember Almighty, I'm doing my best. Even he knows the patient is going to die. Same way, we teachers never say to a student that he is going to fail this year. He is going to be detained this year.
Okay.
Sometimes
so
we have to lie.
let's take some adjectives. So truthfulness is one, and so we'll come to that. So when you said it should be pleasing, right? It should not hurt
Yeah.
others. So not hurt. What other adjectives or quality of speech should have?
It should be tactful also.
Tactful.
Rather, and diplomatic.
Let's see. We'll discuss that. So let's refer our, what we say through scriptures also, because we are discussing here scriptures. Because if in this world everyone may have a different opinion, someone will say, well, truth, there is no position of people who speak truth. So we are here discussing not any Tom, Dick, Harry fields. We are discussing here what Shastras say. So you have to defend from Shastras. You have to defend your argument from scriptures. So if you can quote, that would be great. Like what Bhagavad Gita says, what Bhagavatam says.
Prabhuji, I think the words should be very humble, polite, very submissive. Like it should not show our pride or something or whatever talents we have. I know this. No, it should be very submissive and humble.
Submissive. Okay, humble and submissive. Kind of same. Okay. What else? Humble, submissive, polite. I think they're all in the same category. What else?
It should not have some hidden agenda. You have to mean what you're saying, but you should not have some ulterior motive. You're trying to get something else done.
Hidden agenda. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So actually, I was reading Bhagavad Gita 8, chapter 13. So in that 8 to 12 verse, Krishna says, about the knowledge who possesses. So he should have humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, and I think steadiness, no false ego, clean internal and external, not just external. He has to be clean internal also.
So how
Detachment.
does that apply to our speech? What qualities can we say in our speech should we have? It should be truthful, it should be pleasing, not hurtful, not hurt others. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, multiple verses.
Yes.
12.15. So 12.15 and 17.15 talk about speech. Easy to remember. 12.15, 17.15. Then 17.15, very, very nice verse. Anyone knows that? It is the austerity of speech. Okay, let's study that one today. 17:15 of Bhagavad Gita. Anudvega karam vakyam. I'll share my screen so all of you can also see that one. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasnam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Someone wants to read translation? Anyone?
Austerity of speech consists of speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Thank you.
And let's see what 12:15 says. Yasmano dvijate loko lokanna udvijate chaya harshamarsha bhayodvegair muktaya sacha me priyaha. Anyone wants to read this one? Nandini Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety is very dear to me. And Prabhu, I wanted to add one point. Is it necessary, the speech wise? Because even when Krishna and Arjuna are speaking in the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna is speaking in the Bhagavad Gita in the beginning, Krishna keeps quiet until and unless Arjuna asks him. So I felt that is very important. Is it necessary? Are we asked to speak?
Thank you. That's very good point. Is it really necessary? And what else we learned here? It should be truthful, pleasing, and it should be beneficial. Hitam. Satyam, Priyam, Hitam. Out of Satyam, Priyam, Hitam, which is most important? Who all say truthfulness is most important? Raise your hand. Who all say Priyam, Hitam? Sorry, Priyam, pleasing is most important. It should be pleasing. Who all say it should be Hitam? Beneficial is most important. Okay, that's correct actually. So there could be at times truth, something which is beneficial but not truthful. For example, the mother may tell the child, oh, this medicine is not a medicine, it's a candy. It's a sweet candy. The mother is telling the lie to the child, correct? Is it the candy? It's a medicine. The doctor may sometimes say, like giving injection to the child, I'm just going to tickle you, right? Some things like that. But is it beneficial? Yes. So that's the most important actually. It should be beneficial. Now that does not mean that we start blindly lying and start pleasing things which are not pleasing. Prabhupada also mentions in that purport that only the spiritual master has the right to tell things which are not pleasing but beneficial. That means sometimes constructive feedback, because a lot of people may not like, hey, who are you to tell me that I should be doing this? If we don't have that relationship with that person, then that pleasing thing, that beneficial thing will not act. So we should question ourselves. Do I have the right intentions? For example, am I the right person to speak? And do I have the right intentions? Am I looking at the faults of that person, or am I genuinely trying to help that person? If the answer is yes, then will me speaking have the most impact? Or if I ask someone else that, Prabhu, maybe you have a better relation with this devotee. I just observed this. I could be totally wrong, but you know him better. You can discuss this with him. So that may be a better idea in many situations. So, and it should not agitate others, right? In the Bhagavatam also there is a very nice verse which I like. Charu chitram padam shlakshnam mudam gudam aviklavam sarvesham upakarartham tada anuvadan iva. Charu chitram. So the word used is beautiful. Charu is beautiful. Chitram, it should be picturesque, like metaphorical basically. This is like more into like what kind of words we should use. It should be deep, not like talking nonsensical. It should be clear, shlakshnam. Sometimes when someone may speak like 10 lines, but one may not really know what did it want to say, right? So we should be clear in our speech. Sargrahi, speak the essence. And this is a very important art to, especially in outreach and in any aspect, that in few words we can tell our message. It should be clear, it should be concise also, because no one, especially this day and age, has a lot of time. Everyone is busy. And sarvesham upakarartham. But again, sarvesham means everyone's. Upakar, for everyone's benefit. This is, I believe, Prithu Maharaj. This comes in the Prithu Maharaj section. So most important, again, it should be beneficial. Again, here also benefit is coming for everyone's benefit. It should not agitate others. And that doesn't mean we have to compromise on truthfulness or pleasing. Those are also all are very, very important. In a humble way, submissive way, not to brag about oneself. It is said that if one brags about oneself, it is like committing suicide. It is worse than committing suicide. So if one is careful about one's speech, half the problems are solved. Really, all the problems, whether in relationships or in families or husband or wife or any other relationships, half of the problem, or like 90% of the problems are because of not having control on tongue. So if we control our speech, when to speak, how to speak, and where to speak, and what to speak. So when to speak, what to speak, and where to speak, and how to speak. If one has mastery over that person, and these are all skills which we have to develop. Of course, bhakti will give all these skills, but we have to try also. It's not that okay, I did. Some people say I know, I just keep I don't keep things too hard. Whatever comes to my mind, I just speak it out. Is that a good idea? What do you say? What do people think about it? Is it a good idea? Some people say like that. Any thoughts? How many of you feel it's a good idea? Okay. Whatever comes to my heart, I don't keep things in my heart, I just speak it out. Babu Prabhu was speaking.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not a good idea because we have to be conscious what we speak when we speak, for sure. So a lot of people they speak. It's like like analogy is when you have a lot of good fruits are there, but some people pick the fruits which are not good or something. It's kind of spoiled one. Similarly, when somebody's, I think a lot of people they speak the words which is not required at all. So they have to be conscious when they speak, and and the location also matters, as you mentioned, right, Babu? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, thank you. Certainly, yeah. That's not a very good idea. Now, the other extent is that one is having a lot of deep emotions in one's heart and uh, and then just keeping it inside and feeling so suffocated. Is that a good idea? See, I'm like puzzling you, I guess. I'm what do you think?
We have to have a balance, Prabhuji.
Of course, they don't have to be angry or they have to show the emotions, but instead of that, they can the emotion can be diverted in different way, but they should not keep it themselves as well. For sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, may I add something?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Coming from a big family where you have elders and youngers in your house, it's really important to be very polite, as we say. But the real test comes when someone is hurting you through the words and how you respond it. There are two ways. Either you give it back or you keep in your heart. But the third way is to not take it to the heart and still control yourself to be polite to them. Here you're not sulking, and at the same time, you're not returning back. So that is the real practice, that we are not taking it to the heart and we are not returning it back in the same way. And that comes when we are really practicing Krishna consciousness. This is my personal experience. I have really experienced.
Yes, very nice point.
Yeah,
Certainly we don't. Yeah.
Yes, I hope you understand what I wanted to say is that practicing nice speech is right, but the test is when someone is giving us something which we are not ready to accept, and when what we are doing in that condition, either we are returning it back through words or we are keeping it in our hearts. Both are wrong. So ideally we have to do is that we have to let it go and understand that they are not in a right state of mind. They are not into Krishna consciousness, and we understand and we feel like more you say more sympathetic towards them, because somewhere we are always present in that blissful mood, so we don't mind it. It's okay. Like we feel like being more compassionate towards them. This is what I have learned. If you are in that blissful mood, so you really don't mind. It's okay, let it go. And when you're nice to them, actually that is your real victory. That is your true satisfaction in your heart. I feel this is how I feel. I have taken it.
Thank you, Mataji. See, a Paramahamsa or a pure devotee, if someone says a lot of ugly words to them, they will just speak good. Like that's the topmost level. They don't see anything bad in anyone. They never get angry. They never feel agitated. They never feel anything bad. They never speak anything bad, not even in their mind. What to speak of through expressing through words. That's the pure devotee level. They don't see any faults either. So I know it is there. Okay, it is very high. I'm not yet there. The way down is whatever comes to my mind, I just speak it. I think, oh, he is fool. I think he's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think this is wrong and that's wrong. In the conditioned mind, we cannot expect everything to come good because it is conditioned. It does not have pure love for Krishna. It has love for material energy and seeing fault finding, all full of anarthas, lust, anger, greed, envy. So how can a mind full of anarthas think of good? No, so it will think of bad only, a conditioned state. So we have to try, at least, even if it is come in mind, I don't express through words. Okay. And that patience, that tolerance, etc. At the same time, if we are feeling too overwhelmed, then we can discuss with our mentor, our counselor, our special friend, not in the mood of finding faults, not in the mood, oh, that person, he said so to me, and I didn't, or not in the mood to glorify, I didn't say anything to him or her, or this person was doing this, and I didn't say. But in the mood that, my dear, Prabhu, I'm having this shortcoming. I'm not a pure devotee level that I just see good in others. I'm not at that level, but I want to try. But I'm sharing my heart with you, not to put others down, but to emotionally heal myself or to emotionally be stable. And then you please bless me so I can try to develop my tolerance, my patience, and my good qualities more so I can expand on my journey to that pure devotional level. And then we could be anywhere in between. So we have to try. And what His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj said this: if we squeeze orange, what will come? What will come out?
Orange juice.
Orange juice. What if we squeeze bitter gourd? What will come out?
Bitter gourd juice.
Bitter gourd juice. You may say it's such a silly question. It's such an obvious question, right? If you squeeze orange, you won't expect neem juice, and vice versa. But the problem is that what happens when we are squeezed? When squeezing is agitation, when someone speaks harsh words, it to agitate us. It's like manthan. In the manthan, what is inside will come outside. The nectar was inside, then the nectar will come outside. If the poison is inside, then the poison will come. So we have to, if our heart, my heart is full of lust, anger, greed, then that will come out. Talking philosophy in a class where everyone is very pious, kind, it's very easy. But as Mataji said, the test will come, the surprise test will come, and someone may not behave nicely, someone may speak harsh words. So we should be grateful to them that the test has come. At that point, what we behave is what our true character is. I'm just speaking all these things for myself so that you can try to follow. But it's a journey, so we have to keep trying and trying, and keep purifying ourselves. For those who want to hear more, His Holiness Bhakti Samrit Maharaj has given a 3-day seminar on culture of speech. You are more than welcome to hear. This was a very short, few critical points from there, but he covers all these points in great detail. Any other comments around this? Was it helpful? Okay, back to our Mahasangran. So let's see what happens next when they spoke very harsh words. In text number 27, let's see what happens in 28. Anyone wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Text 28. Yuyoda balir indrena tarakena guhosh ashyata varuno hitina ayudhyan mitro rajan prahitina. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O King, Maharaj Bali fought with Indra, Kartigeya with Taraka, Varuna with Heti, and Mitra with Praheti. So, Maharaj Bali, he was fighting with Indra because in the war they used to fight like that, kings with the kings, and the commander-in-chief, they fight with commanders-in-chief. And Kartikeya with Taraka. So I just remembered about Taraka Sura. That's why I wanted to talk. So this Taraka, he was doing tapasya, and he asked for the boon that he should be killed by the son of Lord Shiva. So that's why the Kartikeya was born, and he finally took over. He killed Taragasura, and he became the commander chief of all the god forces. So I remember that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So you explained so nicely. So I guess from text 27 onwards, the different pairs of fighting, who was fighting with whom, till 35, this continues. So let's read this. So we'll go a little quicker. Yes, Vani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Text 29. Yamastu kalanabhena vishwakarma main vai shambaro yudhar tvashtra mitro rajan savitra tu virochana. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yamraj fought with Kalnab, Vishwakarma with Maya Danav, Tvashta with Shambara, and Sun God with Virochana. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So quite straightforward, these pairs are mentioned. I think we'll move this section quicker. Since Prabhupada is moving quickly, we'll also just follow in the footsteps. Yes, next. Nandini Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read.
Yes, please.
Dandat Pranam devotees. Aparajitena namuchirashvino vrishavarnam parnava suryo bali sute devo bana jeshte shatena cha rahuna cha tatha soma pullomna yuyudhe nilaha nishumbha shrumbha yo devi Bhadrakali Taraswini. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The demigod Aparajita fought with Namuchi, and the two Ashwini Kumara brothers fought with Vrisha Parva. The sun god fought with the 100 sons of Maharaja Bali, headed by Bana, and the moon god fought with Rahu. The demigod controlling the air fought with Puloma, Sumbha and Nisumbha. Fought the supremely powerful material energy, Durga Devi, who is called Bhadrakali. Oh wow, so women are also fighting here. And we see more pairs of gods fighting. I did not know Maharaja Bali had 100 sons. And Bana and headed by Bana. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. That's it. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, yes, let's continue. Anyone else wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Vriksha kapistu jambena mahishena vibhavasu ilvala saha vatapir brahmaputrair arindamam kamadevena durmarsa कलो मातृभिः सह बृहस्पतिश्च चो शनास नरकेन शनैश्चरः
मृतो मरुतो निवता कवचै कालियैर्वासवोऽमृहः विश्वेदेवास्तु पुलोमै रुद्रः क्रोधावश्य सः.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O Mahadeva Parikshit, suppressor of enemies, Lord Shiva fought with Jamba and Vibhavasu fought with Mahishasura. Ilvala along with his brother Vatapi fought the sons of Lord Brahma. Durmarsha fought with Cupid, the demon Utkala with Matrita, demigoddess, Brihaspati with Shukracharya, and Shanaishchara, Saturn with Narakasura. The Maruts fought Nivatakavacha. The Vasus fought the Kalakeya demons. The Vishwadeva demigods fought the Pauloma demons, and the Rudras fought the Krodavarsha demons who were victims of anger. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you. More pairs are mentioned here. Anyone remembers Marutas? Have you read about them?
Yeah, Indra kills them, and there are Indra cuts one's embryo into many pieces, and the Maruts are born, I think.
50 sons. I think.
Yes, 7 times 7 is how much?
49.
49. So that's how he cut into 7 parts, and then 7 became cut into further 7 each. So, what was the story? Who knows the story? Like, why did Indra cut the embryo? Kabir Prabhu. Okay.
I think they were the sons of deities it comes in the Bitrash in that chapter.
Yes, after the Vritrasur story.
Yeah.
Because Vritrasur was son of whom? Vritrasur was son of whom?
Diti.
Dithi. And
Kashyapa Muni.
yeah.
No,
Dvashta was different. So Dithi basically asked that I want someone so that, because Indra killed Vritrasur. So I think if someone can double check this recording is going on. So Indra killed Vritrasur, and as a result the mother was not happy. And she wanted someone to kill Indra. And then she approached her husband that I want the son to kill Indra. And what did the husband say? Anyone remembers?
So, do austerity. And then Indra was waiting for her to commit some fault. And then
So do Payavrata.
Into womb.
Yes, Bhagavata. And there were rules and regulations. And one day she, I think, forgot to miss a slight part of the rule. And that's where Indra got in.
Wash your mouth.
Yes, wash your mouth. Thank you. Who was the mother again? Diti? Do you refer, Mataji? It's in the later section of Canto 6, I believe.
What did you ask, Prabhu? Sorry.
The mother's name?
Diti.
Mother is Diti only, Prabhuji.
Diti, okay.
Yeah, that's
So just confirming that. Yeah, Diti was to kill Indra. Yes. So Diti. So that's the story. And then the Marutas said, well, we are your brothers. Why are you killing us? And then both Diti and Indra have a conversation that actually I wanted to kill you and I came to kill your children. So they both had a transformation of heart. So that's a story about Marutas, 49 Marutas. And then they all went back to with Indra to help him. So that's where the name has come. Just thought to share that pastime. Any other comments, questions, additions for today? Before we pause for today, anything else? Okay, so we will pause here. Continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripasindhubhyeva cha
Patitanam
patitanam
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Namo
namo
Namo.
namo.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.